Where are you? 2141. Aha. Hey there everyone. Craig, Pedro, Mr. Repair, Gavin, Suttlebridge. I'm supposed to be doing programming right now, but I'm kind of just having a bit too much of a moment. I spent the whole weekend trying to recover from a bit of a disaster. And even though I got most of the way back, it still isn't working properly, so I'm like... so I've kind of fried my brains right now more than usual. So I figured I'll relax a little bit and repair a MacBook, which I probably should have been doing anyway. Repairing the MacBooks probably should be taking priority over fiddling around with code, but yeah, I want to get the code out of my head as quick as I can. Still dry out there. Yeah, we're pretty good. We've barely, since about a week and a half ago, it's been dry. And it won't be long before we're complaining that it's too dry. Oh boy. And it was a bit of a disaster towards the end of last week. I had a MacBook that I fixed up, and the person moved from Australia over into Japan. And unfortunately, I sent the computer to them to Japan, and that's like $80 Australian. And it just got sent back and said, you know, we can't send this, it's got a battery in it. And I was like, ah. So I spent the last 2 and a bit weeks trying to find out if we could send it. And it was ambiguous answers here and there. And in the end, Australia Post just said, look, no, we're not going to let you send that. And so I had to take the battery out, which is what you just saw me pack away there. So the person paid me to put a new battery in after I repaired the rest of their machine. I put the battery in, sent it off. Yeah, those batteries are $120. And now it's come back and I've had to take that battery out. And because of the amount of time that it's been sitting in there, it got bonded down fairly well. So effectively that battery, I can't really use it in another machine now. That was the 2141. So that's a loss of the shipping cost, that's a loss of the battery, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's about $200 loss. At the Cypher Labs in Silview. What have we got? I don't even know what this machine is. I'm guessing it's a 2141 or something like that. How you do, Dumras? Laptop. I've really got to change my labels. Stop putting the email address on them. I mean, it's easy enough for me to do, I just got to do it. Yeah, Pedro, I'm the one that had to pay. So basically now I've got a 2141 battery that I'll probably not use. Consider it a write-off. Yeah, it's not badly damaged coming out, but it is not pristine. So that's the thing. It's not pristine, so therefore I cannot utilize it. Okay, what are we dealing with here? Yeah, it looks like, even with my blurry vision, I can tell that's a 2141. So we'll try and be a little bit swift about this. As we know, we don't power up the 2141s, we just pull them apart. What do we got here? It had overheating issues for some time, and I've had it replaced by Apple twice. Once in 2013 and once last year, and now it's given up the ghost. So if we're in a bad situation here, this may be a refurb board, which isn't going to be good. but I'm not exactly sure what Apple has done to the machine. So maybe they just cleaned it out. Hey, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong, Marita. You just have to live with the fact that I can't pronounce your name right. Just like I can't say cache right. Cache, whatever. Holy shit. Yep. Nice. That's very nice. Yes, delightfully done. I'm gonna put the extractor on. Well, I can see why it's getting hot. What did Apple do? They didn't do anything. Okay, so that's disconnected. We'll take the battery screw out. Well, I'm going to go brush this out, but first I want to check to see what our names are sitting at. 530. Okay. That's a little high. They should be about 150. Oh, maybe it's because it's not populated. Still doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so our main one is over here. There you go, 1.7 ohms on the NAND VREG. I'll go brush this out and come back. Oh, Mo! Ach, nee, man. Mo! Yeah, I know, buddy, but you can't be in here. Buddy, come on. Okay. What? Alright, okay, I'll get you some biscuits. It's a lot more civil looking now. Yeah. Tasty biscuits. All right. Well, as much as I did brush off, there's still a good portion left in there. I'm going to leave the extractor on. I don't want to ingest more than I have to. Hey, Wong Wei. To be fair, Wong Wei, I mean, MacBooks, yeah, it's all my real work. Programming, electronics design, electronics repair, phone repairs, you know, it's all real work. But right now my head is more in the software development world. I've been doing some really nice improvements on Flexboard View to make it exceedingly fluid to use with the new library caching system, and now with taking all the meta files and putting them into central repo. Just, yeah, really trying to make it so that people really enjoy using it. I'm trying to reduce the barriers as much as I can. Hey Shane stuff. Let us repair. Yeah, it should check the log files and it will indicate if it had a problem. If there is already data in the meta hash folder that matches, it's not going to overwrite it. So if there's already data in the destination, then it will leave the old stuff there. I suppose I could have it pop up with a little question mark, say, hey, do you want to overwrite or delete? Hey sweetie. He's been in here a couple of times now. At least he's letting you hold him after the flea treatment. That's how desperate he is.
He was suspicious, but then he was like, worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Oh, Mo. He's such a sook. He's probably going to stuff his face, the back of his neck into my face all night. Yeah, Wong Wei, what we're mostly doing, it's more about how you get hold of the data and things like that. The user interface itself isn't changing too much. Anyway, it's the screw is. We'll see how it goes. I'm very happy with the changes so far. I mean, I myself am finding it much easier to do a lot of things, particularly now that we have these new archive dumps which have 20,000-30,000 board view files in them, and there's no way you can go through and know where every single board file is. So that's kind of what has driven me to make these changes, because I don't want to have to dig through every folder manually, looking around trying to find what I'm after and hoping that whoever made the archive cleanly categorized everything. The truth is they just didn't. It's all just slopped in there, kind of like how I do software development. Hey, Letro Rep. Hey, Interstellar, just saw you there. But yes, over the weekend, unfortunately, I think I can cut this off now. Over the weekend, unfortunately, the little A1466 MacBook Air that I use for building the macOS version of Flexboard View, something went wrong, and all of a sudden it just wouldn't. It would build, but then when it came to the final linking operation, it just basically spewed up in the bed and rolled over and died. And I could not work out what the hell was going on. And I tried a lot of things, and so I wasted an entire weekend on very non-productive work. Finally, last night around about this time, I did manage to get it to build again, but now I've got a problem with the way it's bundling the frameworks, and it's not working properly. And I don't know why that's changed. So it's a bit of a disaster. I mean, sure, it's only affecting macOS users, which that's insignificant. But I'd like to get it working. What's this? Set override location. Oh, okay. That's probably just I haven't had a chance to try it out fully. Oh, this is gonna go. This. Oh look, we've got a nice. That's a really nice feather. Okay, I'm gonna take this out again and. Oh, yeah. There is no way that Apple has cleaned this out. No way. This is many years, and I can see without my glasses from here. There's corrosion all over that area. That's bad. That's really bad. Oh no! I know, buddy, but you just gotta give me 3/4 of an hour. Okay, now we do the board. I'll get you some more bickies in a second. Maybe me. Oh boy. Up and down today. Okay. There's still chunks of that's after I've brushed out everything else. Blimey heck. Okay, we're going to ignore the frame for now. Let's focus on the board. Hey Joey, how's it going there, buddy? Let's see, so corrosion central, oh yuck, okay. 90% chance this is dead, because you can see there's this blemish here on the corner, which indicates that that has cooked itself. Now this is just terrible. If we're really lucky, that shorting is what resulted in that cooking. If we're really, really lucky, this is definitely data recovery only, this one. Okay, we're going to pull the regulator off because it's gone anyway, and really hope for the best. Hey Mr. Howell, welcome. Good to see you, as always. Yeah, I'm actually going to brush this thing off a bit. The reason being is because there's a bunch of roach crap and stuff there. And you start cooking up roach crap and it smells pretty bad, and it's not exactly good for you either. Hey Hosani, yo. So I am fully expecting us to very much still have a short here. Like I said, there's no way those caps up above were still in good condition. Like I said, we're just hoping that it's not the NANDs that are gone. So I'm going to clear away the pads on this. Oh, right. The way this catches me, I'm listening to the wrong wrong soldering iron. Let's see what our ohms are now. Hey, scratch you. Hey, Rilla. Over here. 2.9, that is looking really bad. 2.9 is kind of right there with the my NAND has died. I'm pretty sure these are not 2v5. These are 1v8 or 3v3 or so. It's something. They're not 2v5, but I'm still going to remove it anyway. But yeah, I'm 99% sure the NANDs are cooked. Snooze, thanks. I said snooze us a belief. Hey, Anthony Ryan. Alright. So, I mean, certainly that cap is definitely, yeah, unquestionably cooked. What's going on here? I've got my angles all wrong. I'm fretting about things I don't need to fret about. Much easier when you get your angles right. There's a tremendous amount of damage across this board. It's very, very NAND-ish. See if we can find anything else that could be a culprit. But you see 3 ohms, and that's pretty much always the NAND is gone and died. And like I said, we had that hot spot on the regulator, so I'll take these 2 caps off. I doubt they're the cause, but we're at the point now we're kind of just wishful thinking more than anything else. Try again. It's holding a little too steady there. The real shame is that it should never have come to this. I mean, I could totally see why it was hot, and it should have been resolved, or at least sorted out to some degree the first time it went into that shop. What is this? 1700? Yeah, something's broken with that board view. Oh, Scratcher, thank you very much for the 20. And I don't like that board view. And I don't know, where's my good board view? What have I done? Oh well, we'll stick with this one, we've just got no outline. I've broken something. Anyway, so this is the 2V5. We've already removed this cap, and you can see, remember that the burn mark was around there. So, yeah, and there's a feedback line there, so obviously something might have cooked up on the feedback. Let's see, so we do have these caps here that could potentially be viable. Nothing else really. So I'm pretty sure one of these were a little bit of those. I was thinking maybe of this one and this one. Pretty sure these ones are looking okay. They're right up against the NAND. $94.50. Okay, so if you look at those ones where I've just removed, they're part of, yeah, the 0.9. So they're not going to be causing that low resistance. I mean, they could be damaged themselves, but they're not causing our current issue. Yeah, these are all in amongst the underfill. Underfill. These are the caps that we measured when we first looked at it, when it was still in the case. And they look pretty good, really. My guess is if we do a injection, we're going to see one of the NANDs pop up. And that's pretty much all we've got left then. We'll try an injection. There's no point me beating around the bush on this one. This one is so badly corroded that, and like I said, as soon as you see those sort of hot spots on the V-Reg, I think maybe 1 out of every 10 you might get lucky, but it's more often than not a death sentence. So it looks like I'm just basically having a crap run all around. Okay. I've got to go give Micro his injection. They'll give this board time enough to cool down because remember we've had the hot air. I'm going to have to put the bamboo plate down. Otherwise the hot air from the bench, the warmth from the bench is going to come up and mess with things. Yeah, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll just go do Micro. Where's that torch of mine? Morale! Come on, Mo. You are being persistent tonight. What is it? Wow. You wanna watch YouTube, don't you? No, come on, Daddy. Let's go watch some YouTube. It's too early, buddy. See Micro around? It's okay. Nah, it's okay. That's fine. I'll find him. Hey, brother. Get the injection. Shite. Come on. That's a good boy. Eat it. A good boy. Okay, running off this time. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Got a cobweb in your hair for you. Done. Thank you again, Scratch Your Eyes Out, for that contribution. Tell you what, we go through about that much a day on cat food. Actually, we go through more. So much cat food. Radio. Thermal isolation plate. Say organic thermal isolation plate. A few times I actually use a power supply now. Oh, we do not want that. So I'm kind of curious, who here knows C++ lambdas well, particularly ones where you need to capture local variables. It's fun stuff. Alright, here we go. 600 milliwatts. Yeah, oh, is this a... Let's turn off the lights. Okay, it looks like it's building up around the board. I mean, it's got a slight heat on the edge there, but that could be just where it is. Yeah, it's hard to say if you can declare that strictly as being a NAND failure, or maybe it's an internal board failure, but most likely it's a NAND failure. Just readjust the alignment. It's certainly not anything let's see. Yeah, so yeah, nothing I can do about that one, I'm afraid. That one's cookarooed. Hey, Asgarth, welcome, thank you. You also love cats, that's the most important thing around here. Are board views an Apple thing, or are they manufacturers' computers and other equipment that would manufacture? B-Blood, no, I mean, board views are just a general term. It's something that's used by many different manufacturers. I mean, if you look at the... we've got, like, 50, 60,000 board views now from all different makers and all different places. So it's just that it was probably more popularized by the likes of Lewis Rossman at the time, and because he was working on MacBooks, you know, that's how there's a strong association with board views and MacBooks, but it's, you know, as in they're the people doing it, but it's a general thing. Like I can get them for PC laptops, PC desktops, gaming consoles, whatever and wherever. Yeah, 60,000 or so. I think it's about that much. There's obviously a lot more than that, but that's the ones we've got access to now, thanks to certain people. Alright, that's frickin' disgusting, Mr. Daniels. I think you need to clean that up before you give that away to anybody. Yeah, B-Blood, that's basically the idea. There's a lot of... how could you say, assume, trying to think. Like, a lot of people don't realize that FlexBoard View is more than MacBooks. I mean, really, it's got nothing to do with the MacBooks other than the fact that, you know, it reads the format of the board view. But yeah, I mean, now I'd say FlexBoard View probably reads reliably more board view formats than pretty much anyone else. Hey, fix your Mac. Fix your Mac lap. Gee whiz. That took me a little while to read properly. I was like, fix your Mac clap. Fix your Mac trap. Yeah, good job there. Good job. Made me look twice, and that's a good thing. So yeah, this is unfortunately a very, very disastrous board. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm just cleaning it up for the, you know, how they like to clean up bodies before they bury them and things like that. Well, this is kind of the same thing. Live fast, die young, leave a good looking body. That was a bit of a South African motto. Yeah, the Undertaker. That sounds like more my kind of thing, I think. So wherever the issue is, it's somewhere in around here, probably, you know, the NAND itself. Okay, I'm going to leave that stuff there as a little bit more of an indication of just how trashy this thing was. I think YouTube's giving us hell again. Wow. So here we go. Well, that was crap. I was hoping for a bit of a win. Did not get that. Yes. Additional light to come on. So it seems like I'm failing on the repairs. I'm failing on the software. It's like, oh, come on now. Is this going to be failure week? I'm going to suffer emotional failure at this rate. Emotional damage. Hey Craig, yeah, I see they're looking at the next district now. I mean, it's been a while. We've been wanting it for a while, but whether we actually get it, that's another question. Kind of like, are we going to get another Constantine with Keanu Reeves? I would really like to see that. And I think it was I don't know why they didn't carry on with that one. I mean, it was a little bit lackluster, but it was still pretty good in my opinion. It's Monday. Yeah, it's true. The trouble is, this is carried through the whole week, the whole weekend, and so I'm kind of hurting from all the failures over the weekend. I was hoping that we would have a little more luck tonight, but not to be the case, I'm afraid. So I get this all packed up, send it back to the person, collect my Undertaker fee. This person's not going to be very happy. Unfortunately, isn't. I think what's sad about this one is that there really was no reason for it to have gotten this bad if it had been to another Apple store. So I don't know what's going on with the services this person was given. Yeah, we'll just get this back together so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow before I pick up another machine. Otherwise, what's going to happen is I'm going to have another failure, and we start going to have cascade of machines filling up slots, and then when you see them in your, on the wall in their slots, it's just depressing. So better to get these corpses out, get your money, and don't let them haunt your workshop, at least as much as you can. I've already got enough non-paying jobs haunting me. A number of people who want to get things done, you get them done, and the worst is when they say, "Oh, it's urgent, can you get it done as quick as you can?" Or they harass you constantly, like, "Oh, how are you going with that? Have you got that done yet?" And then it comes time to pay, and then it's like radio silence. So thank you very much. You need to work on the A1466. I've got one. I want to try and do a CPU replacement on A1466. It's completely and utterly not worth doing it, but I want to try and do it. I do have a preheat system, like a proper one. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. Could be a disaster. Probably my biggest problem is going to be reballing the CPU. You can request the customer a cashback on donor boards. Yeah, I can, but quite honestly, with a lot of these machines now, I'm happier to take the undertaker fee. I have found that with this generation of machines, at least, not the newer generation, with this generation of machines, donor parts are somewhat less needed, it seems. However, now with things like the A2442, 2485s, the M series MacBooks, I'm finding that we're needing donors again. But for this series, it didn't seem to end up being that case. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Any other techs out there want to weigh in? I haven't bought any donor boards in a long time now. I think, I bought one last year. And everything else, essentially, it's either been dead cap corrosion or something I can fix, or it's a no fix. Like PMIC failure, and it's like, that's out. Most of the people don't want to pay up the amount of money required to buy the donor for the PMIC. How many balls on the CPU? Yeah, good question. Interesting question. Let's see. Schematics. 165. And the answer is 1,168. The other thing with me, of course, is that I've got a lot of the passive components as new on strips. So I don't have to use donor boards to get those passive components. In fact, most of the time I prefer not to use a donor for passive components if I can help it. So in many ways, my repairs have sort of come down to it's either a shorted cap or something blatant like that, or it's a data recovery, or it's a no fix. And most of the time the no fix is more dictated by the fact that we've got too much liquid damage, and or the person just simply doesn't want to pay the money to get it done. So it's like, well, it just ends up that way. It isn't something that I'm explicitly choosing as a business. Like, I don't sort of go, well, if I can't find it in 10 minutes, it's no good. I'm going to call it a no fix. I'm not even doing that. But a lot of the time it's working out that way anyhow. Hey, Kostas. The PMIC serialized. I don't think so, but they are expensive and they're almost a CPU in many ways. Like there was that primary PMIC on the A2442. I had a look at that and it was like, yeah. Yeah, it was like 500-600 balls on that. So they've long moved past the 48, 64, even 100 odd balls situation, and now they're basically CPUs in their own right in many ways. I mean, I'm not worried about boards not being repairable, because of all the serialization and all that. There's always going to be passive component failures. And I'm happy for that in many ways, because it does mean then you can be very brutal with your no fix-it status. You can just go, well, it wasn't something that I could... You're becoming NRF. Yeah, it's like, well, can't do anything with this because it's not a blown cap or something. So it's a no fix. I'll take my $75, please. Not that cap failures or simple component failures are that easy to find all the time. There's plenty of times where you get a cap failure that's like 10 ohms or higher, and you will have a hard time finding that damn thing, because it's not going to show up too well on the thermals. So you have to do some digging. Hey Tony W, hey Serge. So I think I'm going to have to just call it for the night, go back to my office, do some programming, because at least if I can get the programming out of the way, then it's off my back. I can... It's only for the Mac version, by the way. The Windows and the Linux versions are fine. But yeah, something went wrong with the Mac one, and it's not finding its frameworks or its dilibs properly, and I have no idea why. What's scary is that I did all the scripting way back, and now when I look at it, it's just like, wow, if anything goes wrong in here, I have no idea how to fix this. Oh, there's no point putting power back onto this thing. It's a goner. But at least I got to say hello to you all tonight, even if only for a short moment, and even if only for a disappointing outcome. Yes, some days, some weeks are just like that. It's the way it goes. Oh, oops. At least I got some mowing done today. Actually sharpened my blades for a change. Went out there with a nice sized bastard file. Flipped the mower up on its side and just carved away at the blade. And what do you know, it actually cuts reasonably okay when you've got sharp blades. It doesn't last very long though. Yeah, they very quickly return to their blunt state. Bogdan, it's not exactly a great stream this one, buddy, so yeah, no great leaps of joy or anything like that. It's a classic Monday repair. Cypher Labs, well, the mowing was good. I like having electric mowers. It's very nice to just, you pick up the battery pack, walk outside, put it in the mower, and away you go. There's none of this, remembering to get fuel, or did you change the oil, or have you cleaned the air filter, or what? How many times is it going to try to get this thing to start? Is the spark plug fouled? Yeah, just it's surprising how many things you just accepted with the petrol-powered mowers that you just don't have to do anymore with the electric. It's like battery in, press the button, go. Very nice. And the best thing is, of course, the batteries are charged up by solar for me, which is very nice. Put them on in the morning, and I've got 3 batteries. They're all about 140 watt hour, and that covers me for pretty much. I'll wear out by then. Oh, Mr. Stamps, you know, that's just life, isn't it? As you will know. Balance the blade, B-blood? No. I was thinking about that because I used to do model aircraft, so I know all about static balancing and dynamic balancing. And the amount I am shaving off these blades is fairly minimal. And there's probably more issues in terms of forces going in the wrong places, just simply by the amount of crap that I push that mower through. I don't think the blade is throwing it that much. Hell, the blades probably aren't even that balanced when they're coming out of factory. Okay, that's a very dud one. Oh well, they got their answer. Sometimes in life it's difficult, but at least when you get your answer, you can move on from that. Okay, that's it for tonight. I'm done. I'm going to go back to programming. Hey, if you want to come and chit chat, I am in Discord, of course. I probably won't be that social, but I'll be around. So yeah, if you want to have a yickety yak. Joho, I do not have an electric car, but I am trying to get one. But there are other priorities at the moment, like I have to get a night pen done, which will be probably 15,000. And then I've got to get at least another solar installation done, so that's another 15. And then I need to get more night pens done, so they're about 15 a pop. I'm not that rich. It's taken me a long time just to build up enough money to prepare to do this night pen. But I am hoping that once this first night pen is done for the cats, that I will be able to rejuvenate a lot better and have the energy to then earn more by doing more, and then we can quickly get to the other stuff. So alright everybody, thank you all for watching. Sorry it was a short one, sorry it wasn't a brilliant one, other than the fact that just the sheer amount of dust that was in there, that was impressive. I guess I'll see you on the next one. Again, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. You all take care. I'll see you next time.